Hey everyone, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. And today I'm going to be giving you my review on Deadpool and Wolverine. Now, I'm going to be as non-spoiler upfront as possible. And then when I dig into a couple of the spoilers, I will let you know ahead of time so nothing is ruined for you in case you haven't seen anything as of yet or have seen the movie. So, overall, I really enjoyed this movie. Now, that does not mean that this is a good movie, because in all reality, if you break down the story and you look at it and you go over through what the plot was and everything that kind of put this movie into action, it's not a great movie. It's pretty bad, in all honesty. It's pretty mediocre. The plot has a ton of holes in it, things that you could pick apart. But I enjoyed this. I had a lot of fun. I ate up the Marvel slop that they gave us, and I had a good time. It was awesome to see Deadpool back doing Deadpool things. It was like watching a live cartoon, essentially. I know that this movie is not going to be saving the Marvel Cinematic Universe anytime soon, and honestly, I'm A-okay with that. I kind of like these standoff movies at this point. I'm really tired of this big kind of universe that they created, right, where every movie ties into the other movie and it's leading up to this big thing at the end. Like, I just don't care about that anymore. I don't have any confidence in the people that are behind the scenes to make it work like it did back in the day with Endgame and Infinity Wars and all that. And that didn't even start that way. That was just kind of like hints here and there, if you recall, like that very first Iron Man movie, right? So I prefer this kind of one-off movie like this. And I know that some of the aspects that happen in this movie will go forward into the future Marvel movies. It's got to. And it's already tied into some of the things that have already happened, obviously. But all in all, I had a really good time with this movie. Again, as I've already stated, the plot is an absolute kind of just mess disaster. But are you really going to a Deadpool and Wolverine movie? The story is just some like amazing Oscar-worthy plot line? No. It's feasible enough to get you to understand what the hell is going on for the most part. Some of it was confusing with the whole time stuff. And again, I'm trying to be as non-spoiler as possible. So it was a little confusing, but you had a genuine idea of what the hell is going on and what the mission is at the end of the day. But Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, those two bantering back and forth, the fight scenes, all that stuff, the opening sequence, the music, it was all really good. I had a blast. Again, I want just fun at the movie theaters. No stupid nonsense, no messaging, right? Same thing with, like, I saw Twisters. Not a strong, I mean, it's actually kind of a stronger storyline if you're going to be honest, but it was still dumb fun. And I had dumb fun with this movie. The cameos that do happen and some of the spoilers that do pop up, again, I'm not getting into those right now, but those were awesome, not gonna lie. Those were funny, shocking, and enjoyable. And I really had, like I said, a great time at the theater watching this. And this is the first movie I've watched in the theaters for a very, very long time that was a Marvel. I think the last one was Guardians 3, and then prior to that was maybe No Way Home, I think. But other than that, I haven't seen anything else. I don't watch the TV series. I just don't really have that much care for Marvel. And looking into the future, I don't really have a desire to see, even with this whole Doctor Doom nonsense that they're doing with Robert Downey Jr. Don't care. I have no give a craps. But overall, I had a really good time. If I had to put it on a rating scale, realistically, out of 10, this movie is like a 5.5, maybe 6. If you're just wanting to see an enjoyable movie and you know anything about these characters, I think you will have a blast. If you're expecting some really good story that is going to be driving the cinematic universe forward, and this is not it. You're going to go in with bad taste in your mouth. Just go for a stupid Deadpool movie with a bunch of jokes, vulgarity, violence. You'll be fine. But if you expect anything beyond that, you're not going to enjoy this whatsoever. So, getting into some of the spoilers, so you've been warned now, it's a convoluted mess. The fact that the timeline, that Deadpool's timeline is dying, and he's got to get a new Logan for that timeline to save it. The time jumps and all that, again, it's bad, okay? it's not good. It's not well done if you really think about it. But again, I'm willing to overlook that because I don't really care. Like, I know that sounds shitty, but it's fine. Like, I've watched a lot of movies where things didn't make sense and I still had a good time. I went in with that expectation, so it's not a surprise. And I'm not sitting here saying, like, oh my God, this is the best movie ever, because no, it's not. Some of the best things that I saw in this movie and some of the funniest scenes were a lot of the, the fourth wall breaking. That kind of stuff was really funny. Again, the music, the opening sequence with him dancing in sync, desecrating the old Logan. I know a lot of people didn't like that and were like, again, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me, right? I thought it was funny, and maybe it's because I have the humor of like a 12-year-old. I still enjoyed it. The cameos were awesome. Seeing the variants of Wolverine, I thought were really cool. A lot of Easter eggs in this movie. The little scene where we saw Henry Cavill as Wolverine, I thought was pretty freaking awesome. And when he's like, those shit fucks down the street treated you poorly, like that was a great FU to DC. I thought that was kind of cool. And then the whole kind of where they dump these dead characters in these timelines anymore, right? Like the whole Fox stuff where you see the old Elektra from the old Daredevil movie. Wesley Snipes' Blade pops up. We see Channing Tatum's Gambit that never, came to fruition, which I remember hearing long ago was going to happen. He's a massive fan of that. It was really cool seeing him in that costume and do it. And honestly, I thought he did a really good job as Gambit. Like, it was really neat that they did that stuff. Is that nostalgia bait? Yeah, you could rip all that stuff apart all day, but I thought it was pretty neat seeing that. Chris Evans play the Human Torch, I thought was really cool. I think a lot of the people in the theater didn't expect that, and then when it happened, that was funny. Maybe I'm one of the morons that fell for all the nostalgia and stuff, but I thought it was cool. I thought it was a nice nod to those characters, to acknowledge that those characters existed, because I actually enjoyed, even though those movies are bad, and the original X-Men movies aren't the greatest from Fox, but I remember going and seeing those years ago in the theater. Like, I was in high school and stuff going to see those, and I was like, oh my God, a freaking X-Men movie, finally, right? And was it the greatest? No. I remember being in theaters like, oh, their costumes are all black? Like, that sucks. But I still enjoyed them because it was the first time seeing that stuff. And then at the very end of the movie, when they kind of go behind the scenes and show that was really awesome. That was, again, kind of showing respect to what they have done and the effort they put into all those movies. Wesley Snipes, even though he wasn't canceled, right? Having him back as Blade was awesome because everybody loves Blade. Just seeing all that stuff I thought was really cool. It was funny. Again, did all that stuff make this a great movie? Absolutely not. No, it wasn't. Again, if you really look at what's happening and why, I didn't like the fact that Deadpool, he's like this car salesman now. Like, they kind of degraded Deadpool, made him a loser. I really didn't like that aspect of it. That villain, though, that comes up, Xavier's twin, the female, I could have done without her. But was it the worst thing in the world? No, not at all. They give a redemption arc to both of these characters, Wolverine and Deadpool. The fight scene in the van was really cool. Even though, again, yes, they are both invincible and they're not going to kill each other. But again, you could say that with so many other things. I don't expect amazingness out of a comic book movie. It was just stupid fun. And that's what I knew going in, and that's what I got out of it. Does that mean I've forgotten everything that's already happened and how they've kind of ruined things from how they used to be? No. Is the Marvel Cinematic Universe saved? Absolutely not. There's still a ton of things they need to do if they're ever going to get that way. And to be honest, I don't think they ever will fix it, just because I think too much damage has been done. I like these kind of one-off movies. I had fun watching it. I enjoyed it. And I also like the fact that they gave a couple of those other characters redemption. It was a fun time. Just kind of turn your brain off, eat popcorn and what other slop you bought at the concession stands, laugh for a little bit, and then go about your business. Let me know in the comments what you thought about it. Thanks for checking out the video. Greatly appreciate it. And until next time, take it easy.